Hello, everyone. Let us continue preparing the self-monitoring report online. We are in Module 3, and Module 3 refers to the Republic Act number 9275 or the Philippine Clean Water Act. All our activities pertaining to compliance to RA 9275, we need to provide here in this module. At Contents of Module 3 includes the water pollution data. We specify the wastewater generation on daily basis. We will provide the volume of wastewater generated on the average per day. The record cost of treatment. So if we are operating a wastewater treatment plant, a sewage treatment plant, so any type of wastewater treatment system, we can indicate the information, the cost of treatment. And also we have the information on the discharge location. We specify the location of the outlet and the name of the receiving water body, whether it is a fresh water, a coastal water or marine water, whether um, a brackish water, we specify the name of the receiving water body. And if we have a direct wastewater discharge to the environment, we are required to conduct a water sampling and analysis in collaboration or coordination with EMB accredited laboratory, and the result of sampling and analysis shall be included here in the report in the module 3. The detailed report of the wastewater characteristics for conventional pollutants, which includes the BOD, TSS, color, pH, oil and grease, and we have also the other parameters like ammonia, nitrate, and phosphate. So this is the module 3 of the self-monitoring report. So ano ang ginagawa natin dito? First of all, with respect to water pollution data, kailangan natin ang volume of wastewater generation per day. Sa ang module 3, kailangan natin ang tulong ng module 1. So we can go to module 1 first. And mula sa module 1, we can go here sa total water consumption this quarter. At may naka-indicate dyan kung ilan. So example, we have a total water consumption of 350 cubic meter for this quarter. And the number of days for the quarter is 90. So we can divide 350 with 90. So 350 divide 90. So we have 3.89. So saan natin nakuha yung 3.89? So dinivide natin yung total water consumption sa number of days of operation in a quarter. Basically, we have the daily wastewater generation. Ito na yon, yung 350 divided by 90. So we got 3.89. So dito sa module 1 nakuha natin to at pabalik tayo sa module 3. So doon sa 3.89 na nakuha natin, o let's say 3.9, pwede natin po dito yan i-distribute pagdating sa water pollution data. So kadalasan ay wala naman tayong mode or means of measurement, kaya minsan nagkakaroon ng mga estimation. Pwede sa atin makatulong. Halimbawa, we have yung ating total water consumption. Sabi natin kanina ay 350 cubic meter divided by 90 days. Nakakuha tayo ng 3.89 cubic meter per day. So kung iraround off mo nga yan, we have 4.0 cubic meter per day. So yung 4.0 cubic meter per day, i-distribute natin ito sa iba't ibang activities applicable or relevant sa ating facility. So kaya naman yung 4.0, for quick estimation, kumukuha tayo ng 80% for domestic wastewater. Yung mga tubig na nagagamit for flushing of toilets. So lalagay tayo dito ng 80% of the total water consumption. So we have 80% or equivalent sa 0.8. So if we will get 80% of the 4 cubic meter per day, pwede nating masabi na sa loob ng isang quarter, we generated on the average per day 3.2. Saan natin nakuha yung 3.2? Yung pong ating 4.0 cubic meter per day, multiply natin nung percentage na yon. So kaya meron tayong 3.2 cubic meter per day. Now, ilan ang natitira sa 4 kung meron na tayong 3.2 na ginamit for domestic wastewater? So basically, meron pa tayong 0.8. So saan natin pwedeng i-distribute yung 0.8 na yon sa iba't iba pang mga activities like for cooling water, kung may cooling tower tayo, wash water equipment, process wastewater, others like leakage, gardening, drinking, wash water or floor. So dapat ang magiging total nito 3.2 plus 0.1 plus 0.3, then plus 0.2, then plus 0.1, and plus 0.1. Dapat ang magiging total nito ay 4.0. So, yung 3.2 plus 0.3, then plus 0.2, then plus 0.1, then plus 0.1. So, ang magiging total dapat nito ay 4.0 pa din. So that's how we prepare the water pollution data. And next is the record cost of treatment. Sa record cost of treatment naman, kailangan naman natin dito ipakita yung mga expenses sa ating treatment ng wastewater. So record cost of treatment. And we have here the requirement, person employed, number of employees sa bawat buwan, person employed at yung cost per month, the cost of chemicals used by water treatment plant, the utility cost of water treatment plant, combining electricity and water expenses, the administrative and overhead cost, the cost of operating in-house laboratory, new or additional investment in water treatment plant, and the cost of new or add investment. So ito namang month, this refers to the month of the quarter. So for example, tayo ay nasa third quarter. Kung tayo ay nasa third quarter, this includes the month of July, August, and September. So what are the cost per month? So for person employed sa ating planta, treatment plant, ilan ang operator natin, say one person, magkano ang cost per operator, let's say 20,000. And then cost of chemicals used by water treatment plant. So usually gumagamit tayo ng mga chlorine for disinfection at iba pang mga chemicals. Gumagamit tayo minsan ng mga acids para ibaba yung pH o gumagamit tayo ng base chemicals para itaas mo yung pH. So what are the cost of chemicals used for the operation of the wastewater treatment system? Um, let's say 10,000 for July, zero for August, zero for September. So if you have cost per month, just declare it here. The utility cost of a water treatment plant for electricity and water. Of course, yung ating mga treatment plant, may mga sanitation facility din to. May CR din dyan, may wash basin. So may ginagamit din na potable water. At syempre, yung ating mga treatment plant, usually may mga um, lightings, meron tayong mga electric fans, at meron din tayo syempre yung mga component ng treatment plant gaya ng blower, meron tayong mga ginagamit na mga equipment dito sa treatment plant. So may cost ng electricity din. So what is the kilowatt hour sa mga submeter natin pagdating sa kuryente, and of course yung cubic meter na nagagamit na tubig. So we can translate that to cost. The administrative and overhead cost, kung meron tayo dito mga siphoning, meron tayong repair of equipment or devices. So pwede natin po yan diyang isama yung ating mga maintenance and operating expenses. We have also the cost of operating in-house laboratory. Usually gumagamit tayo dyan ng mga scientific devices, meron tayong mga reagents, even yung mga consumables, ng mga pwedeng nagagamit natin for testing. May mga filter pad, may mga test tube, graduated cylinder, etc. The cost of operating in-house laboratory per month. And then if we have additional investment in water treatment plant and its cost, kung wala naman, you can just put not applicable. So these are important information sa Module 3. So kung tayo ay o-operate ng treatment plant, kailangan may mga data tayo nito. What kung tayo ay gumagamit lamang din ng septic tank? Gumagamit tayo, for example, ang ating water treatment plant ay oil and grease interceptor. gumagamit tayo ng oil and water separator. Yun lang yung mga ginagamit natin na wastewater treatment system. So wala halos na cost of treatment dahil usually kinikater na to ng third party. So kasama yan, pwede nating tingnan na yung ating mga wastewater na na-generate o naka-stored in this tank, eh, subject for siphoning na may bayad din, which is administrative and overhead cost. So, pwede tayong mag-declare na lamang ng simpleng cost dito sa administrative and overhead cost. O kung wala na tayong mga person employed, yan, wala na tayo niyan. Wala na rin tayo nung person employed cost, then cost of chemicals, wala na tayo niyan. Kung ito lang yung mga nagagamit natin na wastewater treatment system. Wala na tayong utility cost, wala na tayong cost of operating in-house laboratory, wala na ito. So pwedeng ang ilalagay natin ng mga sagot dito ay not applicable na lang sa bawat buwan. And ang meron na lang tayo yung dito sa ating administrative and overhead cost. So dyan na lang ang input natin. Kung yun lang ang ating type of wastewater treatment system. Ano po? So nearly every item here are not applicable maliban dito sa administrative and overhead cost. So dyan na lang. Ito na lang yung ating may laman. Okay? So, after po niyan, doon naman ilalagay tayo sa portion sa Module 3 ng water treatment plant discharge location and what or where is the location of the outlet. So, usually, ang iba merong mga outlet sa kanilang septic tank. Meron naman sa mga wastewater treatment plant plus meron pang septic tank kasama oil and water separator. So, nasaan yung location ng outlet and ano yung name of receiving water or body. Let's say, for example, Kalumpang River. Diyan natin dapat ilalagay ano yung name ng nearest water body. So, halimbawa, dito sa ating mapa, meron tayo ditong nearest water body. So we shall indicate the name of the nearest water body. Nasaan man po kayong location sa ating bansa, kung saan yung nearest water body natin na pwedeng doon tayo magtatapon ng ating wastewater. And finally, we have the report of wastewater characteristics for conventional pollutants. Ang gagawin na lang natin, we shall check the result of laboratory analysis. Kung tayo ay um, meron tayong wastewater discharge at tayo ay required na magpa-test niyan ng ating mga wastewater discharges. So kapag nagpa-test tayo through accredited environmental laboratory, bibigyan tayo ng result of laboratory analysis or ROLA. Sa iba, ang tawag nila Report of Laboratory Analysis. So sa result of laboratory analysis, when we receive that ROLA, naka-indicate doon yung result ng analysis pagdating sa BOD, Pagdating sa TSS or total suspended solid, pagdating sa color, sa pH, at saka oil in grease. Nasa ating result of laboratory analysis. Ang gagawin lang natin, i-indicate natin yan dito sa ating mga boxes. So, wala tayong i-imbentohin na value, kundi kukopyahin lang natin yung result. So, nagsisimula yan dito sa outlet number. So, meron tayong coding. Let's say, for example, station number 1. So, yan yung ating outlet number. And then, kailan nag-conduct ng sampling. So, lalagyan natin dito yung date. At yung date na to dapat within the monitoring period. So, within the quarter. Kung meron man tayo mga result of analysis or result of sampling and analysis sa nakalipas ng mga quarter, hindi na yan kasama dyan, di-deklara. So for example, ang quarter natin ay third quarter. So July, August, September, only activities, only sampling and analysis conducted within the quarter. Say July or August or September, yun ang nilalagay natin date dito. At makikita nyo naman doon sa ROLA yung date na nagkaroon ng sampling. So dito sa ROLA, meron yan ditong date of sampling, meron yan date of analysis or reported kung saan natapos na yung analysis. And ano yung effluent rate, you can put zero here kung wala naman po tayong information about the flow rate. So, ang pinaka-importante lang, if we have discharges, the result of uh, analysis sa mga parameters na ito, conventional. At kung meron pa tayong other pollutants, ito nga yung sinasabi natin kanina. The other pollutants includes for example, the nitrate, the phosphate, ammonia, at kung meron pa tayong surfactants. Saan natin mababasa itong mga parameters na to? So all you have to do is check on your discharge permit. Halimbawa, ito yung ating discharge permit. Nakasulat na dyan yung mga parameters na kailangang minomonitor. So meron tayo dito sa ating discharge permit na issued ng EMB at kung ano yung mga parameters na dapat na minomonitor. At yun din yung ipinapatest natin. So like BOD, the fecal coliform, ammonia, nitrate, phosphate, oil in grease, surfactants. So kung ano yung mga nandyan, yun ang pwede nating ipatest. Okay? So, pagdating sa part na yan, kailangan i-indicate ano yung mga values. We can uh, put zero sa portion na ito kung wala man tayong requirement for testing. Actually, kung pwede lang maglagay dito ng not applicable, mas maganda. No? Kaya lang, ang system nakadesinyo yan na walang ganito NA. Sa part na to, puro numero. Kaya ang mailalagay mo lang para masagutan nyo yan, hindi pwedeng walang sagot, ay zero ang pinakamalapit. Pero para hindi questionable bakit zero, imposible naman na zero lahat ng values na ito. Para hindi po masyadong questionable yung zero na ilalagay natin dito. No? Ulitin ko, hindi kasi tayo makakapaglagay ng not applicable. Pwede natin ilagay dito zero. Yeah. Para hindi questionable na zero lahat yan, pwede tayong pumunta sa Module 1, no? Punta kayo ng Module 1 at ilagay nyo dito sa general information sheet. Ilagay nyo dito, no testing requirement. Ilagay nyo, no wastewater or no effluent testing requirement. So para makita po na bakit ganon, puro zero yun. Kasi wala naman kasing discharge. Ano po? So again, balik tayo doon sa module 3 at pagkatapos nating ma-indicate yung water pollution data, the record cost of treatment, water treatment plant discharge location, and the detailed report of wastewater characteristics for conventional pollutants and other pollutants, all we have to do is click this button, save. So we need to click this button, save page, para yung mga information na sinulat natin, ma-save talaga sa module 3. Once you click save page, ay magkakaroon na kayo ng information sa module 3 and then papasok na kayo ngayon sa module 4. So let's click save page at yun nga, papasok na yan sa ating module 4. So dyan muna tayo nagtatapos at yan po ang ating module 3 ng RA 9275 online self-monitoring report. If you want to know more about preparing this report, if you want to know more about environmental requirements, compliance, please subscribe to this channel. Please like this video. You are encouraged to share this video. Thank you very much for your time listening. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day.